Stacey Howard. Hello.
Hi. I could be
Hi.
Truman, I guess.
Could. Are
Truman.
we in a reality show right now and we don't know it?
Maybe.
Everyone is watching us.
They are.
That's like today's.
Well, yeah.
That's like today's world.
We
anyway.
want them to watch us.
Yes,
that's
this
the
is true.
difference.
We're starring in
That's
our
the
own
difference.
reality show, but we already know it.
Okay.
And no one's watching it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Truman, everyone was watching. He didn't know today. We want everyone to watch. No one
is.
cares.
Hey,
no one is.
You know,
so.
because everyone's doing it.
That's true. That's true.
It's not
Everyone's
unique.
doing
But
their
we
own
do
thing.
have a guest today. Hey,
Hey,
what? It's
people.
Rich Finley.
Hey,
Right?
Rich.
That's your
Hi.
name, right?
That's my name. Think so.
Cool.
Yeah.
Welcome.
So, hey, Rich, we met you when we went to do the watch along for the marathon of all of Marvel's superhero films.
I know. I was there.
You were there.
I was
How
there
many?
when we met.
We were there for Ant-Man, and this was we recorded at Geek and Sundry, and it should be on Superhero News' YouTube channel.
I think. Yeah, I don't think the Ant-Man one is actually uploaded yet. I think
Right.
I hung out with those guys for about 3 movies, and then
Okay.
needed to get IVs and stuff like that. I don't
Yeah.
know how those guys did all those.
Yeah,
movies.
I was looking at them at the very end when it was over, and I was like, "You guys need to go home and
Hector
sleep."
was blinking a lot.
Oh man,
Yeah.
poor
There's a
guy.
lot of that going on.
But which movie did you first watch with
I
them?
jumped in and watched Iron Man 3,
Okay,
and then had to leave, and then came back and watched Age of Ultron, and then Ant-Man,
nice.
Sweet. Okay.
because I had to wait for you two to show up.
That's
Yeah.
right. We brought the party.
And then I could leave.
She brought ants in suckers, like real ants.
Yeah, no one else tried
I
that.
couldn't
but
I
believe
we
remember
it.
that now. I had tried to block that out, but yes,
Uh-huh.
I remember that now. And by the way,
Yeah.
let me just say, I really appreciate you both having me here, and in honor of the fact that I understand that you really love Sylvester Stallone,
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I just want to say, it is really a wonderful to be here on 6 degrees of feature film. 6 degrees. That's really cold temperature to be talking
is.
about. Maybe 60 degrees.
Got to put
It's
a
like
sweater on those
something.
turtles.
It's not as cold as the tiger that was in that one zoo, that I proposed. Yo, Adrian, I proposed to her in there. Well, multiple Rockies are in the room right now.
Oh,
It's
my God.
A lot is happening. A lot is happening. Like
You
my
pro-
God.
hopefully you
I
didn't
could
listen
see-
to the
I could
episode
see-
with Grover.
Yeah.
Oh wait, maybe you did.
I can
What?
see our
What?
IQs dropping
Yes.
as we're doing the
Yes.
impression. Yeah.
The bass drops, the IQs drops as well. Very true. So what
That's
are we
right.
talking
Hey,
about today?
Today
Brianne?
the
What
feature
movie?
film is The Truman Show. We
Oh
kind
my
of already
gosh.
teased it a little bit.
Yes.
So this came out June 5th, 1998. It's about an insurance salesman / adjuster who discovers his entire life is actually a TV show.
This whole
that's
concept is
unfortunate.
crazy.
This could happen today.
It could happen today. No, people thinks it happens to them all the time, and it's now called the Truman Show effect or something. This is a real
Oh yeah, people have that.
It's a
psychological
medical condition now.
Yes, and as soon as or as recent as 2013, someone wrote an article and they were like, I believe that I am starring in my own reality show and I don't know it, and they wrote an article in the New York Times or something, a very sane insane but seemingly sane person.
Well,
really
it's been
thought
written
this
up
would
in
happen.
medical journals too.
Right.
It's been talked about. Some
Mm-hmm.
guy thought he was supposed to go to the Statue of Liberty and climb to the top, and he was going to meet his girlfriend there,
Mm-hmm.
and that was going to be the end of the show.
Mm-hmm.
I think he got the Truman Show mixed up with Sleepless in Seattle
Maybe,
somehow
Okay.
or
maybe,
something like that.
Yeah.
But it's a weird thing. This is a really interesting movie, especially. I saw this movie on a date.
Oh.
That did not go well. But I remember seeing it in 1998. This was before reality television really kicked in. I mean, we had
Right.
Cops.
Mhm.
In the
that was
real
it.
world.
Huh?
The real world was around.
Yeah, that was 95,
True.
right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Like the Cops in Real World.
And that was about it.
Yeah.
Maybe Road Rules.
High class,
Okay.
high quality television.
Okay, my original
Cops
point
and
is
Real-
getting worse as we go.
but it hadn't blown up. I mean,
Yeah,
it
there was
wasn't
this
around.
explosion after that. It was that's when Survivor started. I think Big Brother started shortly after this.
Yeah.
So it was really interesting. I mean, this movie has actually won awards because of how many things it got right about what was going to happen in the future. I mean, in the movie, there's a talk show about the Truman Show called True Talk.
Mm-hmm.
and it aired every morning while Truman was sleeping,
Mm-hmm.
hosted by Harry Shearer in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have that all the time. I mean, we have Talking Dead, we have all
Yeah.
these after shows
Oh my god.
talking about what we just saw.
Yeah.
So it's
Right.
really interesting movie to get. It's a little bit of a time capsule to go back and go, oh my God, did they make this happen, or did they just
Yeah.
predict that it was going to happen?
Did it happen because the movie came out, or did the movie just
Yeah.
just look ahead and think
I think
this
the
is
movie was
eventually
just
what's gonna happen?
a
Just brilliant.
on the nose of
Mm-hmm.
what ended up happening, but I don't think they caused anything.
Mm-hmm.
There was recently an article about how after shows are like the new thing, but
Mhm.
it failed to even mention that podcasts are where it actually started. And it's like,
Yeah.
hello,
Yeah.
what? Who's researching this?
Us over here. Hello, people. Hello, us soldiers in the trenches, just getting down and dirty. First and foremost, thank you. Exactly.
There's just
Yeah.
no respect for doing shows in your pajamas.
I
That's right.
guess.
That's right. Miss Movies is literally
not in my
polka dotted-
pajamas.
You're in comfy leggings.
I'm in leggings. I'm
And
in
green
my
socks.
uniform of which I wear to Disneyland when I go.
This is true.
It's
This is true.
red leggings with white polka dots and a black shirt, so I look like Minnie Mouse. That's
I mean,
kinda
I
how
wish
it
I was
goes.
wearing Spider-Man onesie like our friend Hector.
Mhm.
That would be great.
I'm sure he'll let you borrow it, but you might be a
Yes.
little too tall.
Yeah, it might be a little tight on me.
Wash it first.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll wash it first. This made $264 million at the box office.
Mhm.
Like, this was super, super financially successful.
At the time, it was called the most expensive art house movie ever made.
Yeah, it is kind of this weird, like, avant-garde, not, like, super crazy, but the concept itself is crazy.
$60 million for a budget though doesn't seem like that expensive to me, but I don't
But
know.
at the time, I mean, we're talking almost 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And for a movie,
What?
and for a movie
Yeah.
that's not, and for a movie that I know, painful. For a movie that's not really designed to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
True.
Like, even though it had a big star in it at the
Mhm.
time, and it was really the first time I remember my date turning to me. We were in college at the time. My date turning to me and going, "When is he gonna be funny?"
Oh no.
And I was like,
That's when you're like, I know I'm not with
Oh,
someone that likes
is-
movies.
"This is a horrible choice for a date."
Did she just have big boobs? Is that why you brought her to the movies?
I mean, I think the term "just have big boobs" is kind of judging a little bit.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. Sorry.
You know,
Sorry. Didn't mean to offend.
no, it's okay.
No, but wasn't that a thing though? Is that it was Jim Carrey's first kind of serious role after,
Yes.
Yeah.
and then he specifically told the cast, like, listen, you can't come up to me and like talk out of your butt, like in Ace Ventura.
Right.
Like, I'm a serious actor. This is a serious role. I need to be taken seriously. Seriously, guys.
There's
Serious.
nothing about the trailer though that makes me think he's going to be funny. Like they have little bits that are cute, but there's
Well,
nothing that to me stands out as this is going to be a hilarious comedy starring Jim Carrey.
Well, I think
Yeah.
a lot of people just assume the brand. They
Right.
saw Jim Carrey in a movie, and I remember when I saw it in theaters, a lot of parents brought their kids to it.
Hmm.
Really?
Yes.
Not
and I
that
just remember
not
seeing
that
a lot of
it's
kids
a
in the
bad
theater,
movie for them to see,
No,
but not
absolutely
something
not.
they'd be interested
But
in.
there was a lot of squirming and just
Yeah. Why
know,
are we here?
dying to
Yeah.
get at it. That was me saying that.
Why am I here?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I remember kind of thinking, even when I saw them file in, I was like, I don't know if this is necessarily going to be something that they like.
Mhm.
But you're right. I mean, this is coming off the heels of, Jim Carrey had an amazing run early, obviously, with Ace Ventura, and then The Mask, and then
Yeah.
Dumb and Dumber, and then Ace Ventura 2, which wasn't a great sequel.
Mhm.
And then he delved into doing serious films with this, and then
Mhm.
this. If you go on Wikipedia or Google or whatever, and you look at all the awards that The Truman Show won,
Mhm.
it's an amazing list of accomplishments that the movie got. I think it's at 94% on Rotten Tomatoes or
Mhm.
something like that.
Mhm.
It
So-
won 3 Oscars. Oh wait, no, nominated for 3 Oscars.
Right.
So,
are
best
the
supporting
Oscars?
actor, best director, and best screenplay written for the screen.
Who
So
was
just nominated.
for supporting actor?
Ed
for
Harris.
Ed
Ed
Harris?
Harris.
Oh, Ed, I have no Harris. Oh, I love him.
Wow.
He's great.
Look at that.
That was a joke that was told
That
on
was
Sex
good.
and the City, which I stole.
No, it
so.
was good. It was punny.
Hey.
Oh,
I
thanks.
liked it.
Oh, thanks so much. Thanks so
Welcome.
much. The director Peter, is it Wire? Where? How do you pronounce
Were?
his last name? Were?
I think it's
He
Word.
directed Witness and Dead Poet Society.
I put that down as well.
So, good. Look at us with the
Look.
same trivia. Oh my gosh,
And
it's like we're hosts
speaking of
together.
Dead Poet Society, Robin Williams was actually the first person considered to play Truman.
Oh
Huh.
my gosh.
That would have been good too.
Yeah, it would have been interesting, right?
Whoa. he
Andrew
could've pulled
Nichol
it
is the one that wrote this, and he also wrote Gattaca, Terminal, and is writing Monopoly.
off. Oh, what? There's gonna be a Monopoly movie?
Oh,
when are they
great.
gonna make Candyland? And they
Candyland
can-
would be great.
it
Is
could
that going to
be
be an
just a-
Adam Sandler film?
Oh,
I feel like it
I
will.
thought I had
Stop
heard something
disappointing.
Yeah,
about
I
that.
feel like that's
It's
what might
wonderful.
be.
We get the candy, and then
Yeah, I would not see it.
Is he
I
gonna
have
be?
no desire.
He's he gonna be like that vampire whatever count whatever like from SNL? Remember he did like an
I
opera
don't
guy or
remember.
whatever, but then he can be like
Opera
Count
Man?
Chocula, Opera Man. Maybe he can be like Count Chocula, Opera Man in Candyland. None of those things
Yeah.
have anything to do with each other.
I
He
still
lives in
have
the
not
peanut brittle
greenlit
house.
that
Yeah.
in my heart at
Mhm.
all. So
Okay.
no desire.
Very good. Truman
So-
Show.
So thoughts on the Truman Show?
I mean, I didn't see it
How
until
long has
later
it been
in life.
since you've seen it last?
Like 2 years ago, I want to
Okay.
say.
Was that
so,
the first time you saw it?
Yeah, because I didn't see it when I was younger. I was a little too young to see it in theaters. I was
Sure.
8. So
Thank you for that.
sorry. No, but like I said, like you were talking about how kids in the audience, this is like it's not for children.
it's- yeah.
The whole thought, concept of it is like way too out there. So I didn't see it until like a few years ago, and I really loved it. I thought it was different and weird and wonderful, and you could just tell what it was. It was ages ahead of its time, like we
Mhm.
said.
Mhm.
And this is 98. If we made it today, it would be like, yeah, all right, we have shows like this all the time, but the people just know they're being filmed. But this was like such an interesting concept. I don't even know how they came up with it. I don't know where it came, like where the thought came from, but I thought it was really brilliant. So
It
yeah.
was originally thought of as an action adventure movie.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was supposed to be
Where-
kind of dark.
It was supposed to be
Too.
dark. Dennis Hopper was supposed to play
Right.
Kristoff.
I did
Dennis
see
Hopper.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And then they decided to change it and make it a little more art house,
Uh-huh.
like the finished movie that we have. And then
Mhm.
Hopper pulled out, and he didn't want to be a
Oh.
part of it anymore because he thought
that.
he
He
was
likes
making
dark films.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I can imagine him more in like a Blue Velvet kind of. He's like sniffing
Mhm.
the mask, or
Yeah,
snorting
totally.
the gas or whatever. That would be. Oh my gosh, that would be crazy.
So, what were your
Crazy.
thoughts of it, and when did you see
Um,
it first and last?
I may have seen it in theaters, is what I'm thinking.
Okay.
I don't think that was the last time I saw it. That was in high school. So I'm sure I saw it after that as well at home, but my thoughts were I just felt so sad the whole time, like not just for him, but I
Mhm.
felt like all the people around him were just actors in a prison, like an acting prison.
Laura Linney's
Because how do you leave?
outburst?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like, do they recast the wife when she goes crazy? Like, how does that work? And then how, I just I felt
And-
more of it on a real scale. Like, if
Mhm.
this were really happening,
Okay.
what would these lives be like, and how sad that would be?
Little side note: Laura Linney's character, gets $10,000 every time she sleeps with Truman on the show.
How do you know that?
It
Where
was
was that?
it
Was
was
it
a
in the
fact
movie?
that I looked up. I think it was a deleted scene where it's one of those interview segments where she's talking about her life on the show, and I think they took that part out. But it was a factoid that I did read when brushing up on the movie about this, and I was like, wow, I don't remember that in the movie, but it's funny that they touched on that because you'd be curious about that. Like, I mean, she's just being his wife.
Yeah,
and
but
playing
even though
this
she-
character 24/7.
Even though she gets that money, like, how is she going to use it? She's
Right, we-
stuck
Yeah,
in this
she's not in the-
prison.
She's not in the
Right.
real world.
There's
That's
no
why-
way.
That's why I had always thought in my mind the idea was probably marry him for 10 years, then you'll be in a car accident. Like they'll stage a car accident. She's no
Like a
longer on the
soap
show.
opera.
And from the
Yes.
drama, like we have to see Truman grieve and heal and that kind of thing. So that's kind of what I envisioned happening. It's interesting that you had that take on it, and again, you had a take of.
He's talking to Stacy now.
I'm sorry. Oh, I am pointing. I'm
Yes,
totally
yes.
pointing.
There are
Stacey,
no
I'm so
cameras.
sorry.
Don't point at me.
I am you and Ewan. I am so sorry.
It's all right.
Okay.
We're helping you along here.
Thank you. Although I did not dress for the part today, I did kind of
all right.
slum it. But so Stacey, your take on it was just this is kind of weird, and for me, a lot of people have analyzed this movie, kind of broken it down. There are some groups that say this is a movie that promotes things like Christianity. There are groups that say this tears down Christianity.
What?
Yeah, it's really, really interesting. For me personally, when I saw the movie, I was 23 when I saw the movie. Go ahead and do the math at home. So I was 23 when I saw the movie, and
what struck me about it was the themes that the movie talks about in terms of boundaries, like boundaries on your life, what you think you are capable of doing versus what you actually are capable of doing. And then what else I found about the movie that was really interesting, they have devices put in to keep Truman in a box, right? Like the radio shows talk about there's no better place than Sea Haven, and they talk about the dangers of traveling. You don't want to travel because you could die and all that. So they have all these things designed to want Truman to never want to leave the town. They have his father die in a boating accident. Like they wrote that. So his father dies in a boating accident. So now he has aquaphobia. He's afraid of the water, so he can't get on a boat and sail away from this little island community that they've made. And looking at that movie, and I always try to look at movies and figure out what it's saying on a deeper level, and even if they don't intend to say it, I probably attribute a deeper meaning to it that they don't even intend to. But I look at that movie, it's really a movie that talks a lot about your boundaries that the world places on you, boundaries that you place on yourself. But I ultimately think the message of the movie is there are no boundaries that the world can place on you that you do not allow to happen. So when this process starts and when we see Truman start to figure out the show a little bit, he does so slowly, though. Probably my favorite moment in the movie is when he's driving in the car and there's the feedback, and then he starts hearing, oh, he's turning left on this street. He's going here. Pops, make sure the coffee is hot. It's all the instructions that we would hear on a set of them giving extras and things of that nature. And then when Truman starts to look around and he starts to feel like nothing is real, and he runs out into the street, and the bus driver is so aware of his every movement that they stop from hitting him, and then he puts his hand up in front of the bus, and then he just starts, I moved the mic away from my face, it's not good. It's terrible podcasting on my part. But when he starts stopping cars with just his hand motions and he realizes how much control he actually has over his own life, that starts him down this process of stretching his boundaries a bit. And that's what I get out of the movie when I watch it. I just recently watched it to bone up for this. And yes, I did say bone up. I apologize.
I have a boner right now. It's okay.
Wow, thanks. I'm learning so much about you today. But yeah, when I think of The Truman Show, and I own it, but I haven't, okay, for lack of a better term, I haven't pulled it out and watched it in a
There
long
you
time.
go. There
See
you
what
go.
you've done,
Tuck it
Stacey.
in. Tuck
See
it
what
in.
you've done,
Okay.
Stacey.
Okay, there are children in this house.
But when I think of the movie, that's really what I think about. And the final scene where he breaks himself out and he comes to the edge of the show.
He breaks that boundary. He opens the door.
And he walks up to the top, and Christoph is giving him all these reasons that he should stay. He could have the life he always wanted. He'll be safe, et cetera, et cetera. But it still wouldn't be Truman's choice. If Truman chooses the unknown and the scary thing.
That is why it's a Christianity theme, right?
Well, yes.
Because it's having free will. He chooses free will.
No, I totally agree.
Right. That's why I'm putting together right now.
Now, are you saying that's why it's a pro-Christian theme or an anti-Christian theme?
I would say that's why it's, well...
Because the anti-Christian theme,
sure.
and see, I'm a Christian, so I'm not going to get preachy or anything on the pocket. But people who say it's an anti-thing is Christoph is God, and all the parameters of the show are the boundaries that religion places on an individual, and Truman is deciding, I'm going to go... No, I'm
I wouldn't
saying
think
this
of it
is the
that way. I'll
argument
tell you
that
what I
they
think.
make.
Okay, yeah, I get it.
I agree with you. I think it's more
It's
on the
more...
other.
It's the Garden of Eden.
Yes.
Yes, he's God, and then he is Adam going to take from the fruit by leaving.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
But there are people who will say...
Think of it the other way. Okay,
See it
okay,
the other
I get
way,
it, I get
and
it.
this is Truman turning his back on God. There is no God. I'm going to go and live a true life without all these set boundaries or whatever. Stacey, hi.
I never pulled anything religious from this movie at all.
Well, I'm just now bringing that together. I get how
you get
there are
how
themes.
groups break up. Yeah.
Yeah, and I understand both sides of it, and I can see how both sides, you would think that, but it's nothing that I thought about when I was watching this movie.
Yeah.
And maybe it's because I didn't see it until I was older, and I'm so biased from watching all these reality shows.
Yeah, you already have that in your
I already
head.
have that in my mind, and so my thought process is really about like reality shows and how they are today, and how this is a commentary on that perhaps. Like my mind is muddled from from, you know, this predisposition I had about what reality shows are and what
Right.
reality television is and how everyone's watching our life. And so then I see this movie from 20 years ago and I'm like, that's interesting that they had those thoughts on that. It's kind of like that today. Like it was all about the actual show itself and not really the inner themes that you guys were talking about or the overarching themes. But I did kind of experience what your feelings were, where I was just
Me.
really sad
That's
for
me.
him the whole time.
Sure.
Sorry, miss movies. I was very sad, and I was like, oh, that's so awful. And he's gonna go into the world. He's not gonna have a skill set. Maybe everyone knows who he is. It's gonna be like some child actor that doesn't know how to do anything. They can't go be an accountant.
Well,
they were
he
an
should
extra
get
on ER or
paid,
whatever. Fucking,
technically.
you know,
He
what
was
are
the
you gonna
most popular person in the world, like
Yeah,
the most famous
exactly.
person
Yeah.
on earth.
do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing that was interesting about the movie at the time, seeing it in theaters, they had all these different camera angles of where they hid cameras. Like there's a camera in his ring. There's cameras in his car. And I remember seeing it at the time. And it's funny to revisit it now because we see these shows and we see these hidden cameras or cameras where people know there are cameras, and we don't think anything of it. But at the time, that device actually created a sense of kind of creepy voyeurism, sadness. This guy can't go anywhere without being watched, et cetera, et cetera. And now we don't think of things like that when we see it. We're like, well, yeah, of course there's a camera there because everybody's phone has a camera on it, that
Yeah.
kind of thing. So, yeah, I
God's
remember.
eye,
Yeah.
guys. It's God's eye.
Yeah, I remember.
Fury 7.
I remember coming out of it having some of the same thoughts of feeling bad. That's why my date for the movie. Let's go back to that. I'm not
Yes.
going to mention her name, but her initials are Cindy White.
Ha ha ha.
True name. When we left the movie, she was just like, I wanted to see what happened when he got out of the dome. And I'm like, but that's the point. Like,
You don't know.
You
It's
don't
his
know.
life
we
now.
don't deserve to watch. Like, that's his life. Like, we don't get to watch it anymore. He gets to go live it. And I really like that. And she
Yeah.
couldn't understand that.
Oh.
And then that was the end of our dating.
And then you were like, I don't care if you have big boobs. You're gone.
And this
Yeah.
is the end of our discussion on the Truman
Oh,
Show.
okay.
Goodbye.
Did we talk too much about the Truman Show?
Well, it's time for us to move on.
Oh, okay, okay.
There's
okay.
a 2 boob mention per movie. And once you hit it, we're moving
out.
on. Yeah.
We're out.
it.
We're out.
So, okay, we're going to link it to Jim Carrey films.
Yeah.
Easy as that.
Yeah.
Let's start with Liar Liar, which came out March 21st, 1997. A fast-track lawyer can't lie for 24 hours due to his son's birthday wish after the lawyer turns his son down for the last time. Hooray. That's it. There it is.
That's it.
That was a good reading. That was a good job.
Good synopsis. Isn't it funny that how
Yes, it
people
is.
come up with
It's funny. It's a funny
synopsises?
movie.
Synopsi? How do you say multiple synopsis?
That crazy
Synopsis?
synopsis.
That crazy synopsis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How they come up with it. Sometimes like they describe a movie and you're like, how did they? That's not exactly what the movie is.
Sometimes
You know?
whatever they have on IMDb, it's like you got to go down into the depths where you get to those
Yeah.
people that actually care and write a full like treatment of it.
Yeah, like the fan.
That's kind of nice.
The fan paragraph, I like to say, but then IMDb's version is just like one
A
sentence, and
sentence.
you're like, that doesn't go into the details that I need.
Or if you go to Rotten Tomatoes now, and it's a movie that has not done so well with the ratings, Rotten Tomatoes will give you their synopsis with a little bit of snarkiness to it.
Oh, it's the
Like,
synopsis.
this
Oh.
failed attempt at doing this. Is,
Yeah.
it's
And
very
you're like,
funny.
damn, Rotten Tomatoes throwing
Like, okay,
shade.
all right.
Okay.
This
so-
movie was written by the same guys that wrote Heartbreakers.
Whoa.
What? I love
Brie loves
Heartbreakers.
I saw it. I'm not going
Yay.
to deny that I saw it.
I know.
Come
It's a
on.
guilty pleasure.
At the time, any red-blooded,
Of course,
Who's
you're
the
going
one
to
boy,
see
I
it.
mean, come on.
Come on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
to go see
Hello.
that.
Yeah.
And Sigourney Weaver. I mean, come on.
Still looking great. Feel her butt. It is awesome. The line from the movie. There you go.
This stars Jim Carrey, Moira Turney, Jennifer Tilly, Swoozie Kurtz, Carrie Elways, and Justin Cooper, I think is the little boy, I want to
Mhm.
say. Yeah.
Yep.
I looked up to see like what he's up to. Nothing.
Nothing. Cute little
Maybe a
kid in
show.
the movie.
A show here or there, you know.
He was the cute son, and I feel like 5 90s movies.
probably.
But he probably didn't grow up to be that cute.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
know.
I haven't
don't
seen
know.
him.
You know who grew up to be really cute? The son, Alex from The Mummy Returns, grew up to be
Oh,
super
yes.
hot. Just
we
saying.
know. I know you're in love
I
with
have
him.
a slight obsession with the Mummy franchise. It's so random, I know, but the little kid from The Mummy Returns turned out really good. Just saying.
This movie was made for $45 million and made $302.7 million at
Jim
the
Carrey
box
killing it.
office. I believe this came out like right when they had, it was the same weekend as the Oscars. And
Yes.
Jim Carrey was like on stage to present something. And I believe he came out and was like, well, how was your weekend? Or something like that, because
exactly
it
right.
did so well.
It
and
made
it was just like,
A whopping $50 million opening weekend.
which is big
Which
for a
looking
comedy.
now, you're
Now
like,
it's
wow.
nothing, but
Yeah.
it seems. But
Yeah, it's still good for a comedy now.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the time it was astronomical numbers. And I remember
Mm-hmm.
him coming out. I was going to mention the exact same thing. He came
Nice.
out with his arms extended, just with this cheesy grin on his face, like
Jim.
he was king of the world, because he was at
he
the time.
was.
And he was just like, "How was your weekend? Mine was good." And it was just a great, great moment. So I remember that too. Thoughts on Liar Liar?
It's something that I need to see again because I remember liking it.
Mhm.
And I've probably only seen it once. My favorite part is the
Theaters
blue
or-
pen.
No.
Theaters must have
Okay.
been. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
The
97.
pen is blue.
Yeah, damn pin is blue.
I saw it in a crowded opening night theater, and I just remember it being one of the more fun movie-going experiences that I ever had, because it was just the entire crowd was just totally in on Jim Carrey, ready to laugh, and I
Ready to not be a-holes. That's the best. When you have a
Yes.
really good crowd, it changes your perception of a movie so easily.
It
And
does.
I love seeing movies with good crowds.
yeah, a crowd can really kind of shape your perception of the movie moving
Right.
forward. Like I don't know if either of you have ever seen the movie Made with Vince Vaughn and John Favreau.
No, I haven't
They made
seen
it for
it.
$5 million. I mean, they made it on nothing. Favreau directed, and this was made in like 2000. And it's the follow-up. It's the first thing they ever did together after Swingers. And it's a
Oh.
movie where they're wannabe gangsters. And it is so funny. And I saw that movie at the Laemmle in Hollywood. And it was like a midnight showing or something crazy like that. And that was just the coolest, hippest, just laughed at all the right parts movie, crowd, I mean. And seeing that movie and that experience, and that was a good date too, now that I think about
Okay,
it. I've seen
good,
a lot of
good.
movies on dates.
Well, that's
Um,
what you do when you like movies.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
true. You gotta test. You gotta test them out. See what they.
Yeah,
what
you
they
better
Their
laugh at
taste.
this.
Yeah, if they're
Yeah.
gonna be good movie partners, because that's a big part of our lives
is.
Yeah.
as movie fans. So they gotta get on the bandwagon.
I remember Liar Liar. There were so many great moments in Liar Liar. Obviously, there's a lot of comedy in it. But what was interesting about it to me is that movie's in 1997, I think.
Yes.
And Truman Show is 98.
Right.
So 97 we still haven't seen Jim Carrey go dramatic yet. But
Right.
there are dramatic beats in Liar Liar that I really like. Like when so obviously he can't tell a lie. So he's talking to Maura Tierney in the movie, and who plays his ex-wife. And he says to her at one point, he's like, "Now you listen to me. I'm a bad father." And then it hits him because he knows he's only telling the truth.
Yeah.
And then when it hits him and he realizes, wow, I just said that. That must be true. And then he said, I mean, I'm a bad father. And those little moments that they had, you could see him wanting to branch out and do something a little bit more meaty. Even going back to Dumb and Dumber, the scene at the window when he talks about wanting to have a better life, tired of eking his way through life, right?
Yeah,
Isn't that just
it
an
gets you.
amazing moment? You're like, oh my gosh, like I had no idea I was going to get a little teared up watching this movie. So you could see him kind of wanting to branch out and do other things in that movie. And I love Liar Liar as a comedy. I think it's pretty much I mean, it's not a perfect movie, but in terms of a comedy, it's a great comedy. I love it.
He turned down the role of Dr. Evil in Austin Powers to play this character.
Wow.
How did that? So Mike Myers was just going to be Austin. Is that
I
the deal?
guess.
Wow, that's interesting. I mean,
Or
it's
maybe
so
that's
much better.
before Mike Myers even came along.
But
Who
I thought
knows?
He wrote it. All
Who
right.
knows? I don't
Interesting.
Don't
know.
know. Hashtag fake facts.
Well, I read this on IMDb, so if someone put
Oh, well,
that
it must
on there,
be true
Oh,
then.
it
no,
must
but
be.
if-
It has
I
to
mean-
be.
We don't know who came first though.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
chicken or the
Interesting.
egg.
Interesting.
Exactly.
I feel like this movie could have been like a serious movie if another actor was the lead in it, but then Jim Carrey's in it, so they're like, we have to put in like slapstick, like physical comedy in it, because he does amazing and it does work and it's a great comedy, but it could have gone a lot darker. Like imagine like if you're a really seedy gangster or something, and then this happened to them. Like
Sure.
it could be like a really like
What if
gritty.
they switched it so
politician.
Carrie
Or a
Elways
politician,
was
yeah.
the main character and then Jim Carrey was the other character?
The
Was this-
jerk ex-husband
What
who's
if
always
that's-
getting in the way.
Yeah.
Mm.
with his fake claw, his stupid little claw. He can't do the claw like Jim
No,
Carrey can.
no, he can't.
Oh, claw's
I
gonna
know
get
it-
you.
Oh, it's so
That's
creepy
just-
the way he says
That's
it.
just an index finger.
yeah, yeah.
that's not
just
the
a little
claw.
claw. It doesn't
Yeah.
work. What happened to Carrie Elways? How do you say his name?
He's still around.
I think he's still
Elways.
trapped in
still-
that bathroom in Saw.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
That's
It's like the last thing I
unfortunate.
saw of
Left him chained up.
Yeah, because I remember I
Wait,
loved
he
him as
wasn't
a
the.
princess,
Oh,
or-
spoiler alert.
Oh.
I think we're beyond that at this point.
He
We're beyond
was not
spoiler
the
alert.
one
He
that
popped
was
up in,
still
like, the
there,
sixth
though.
one, though,
He
I think.
cut himself loose.
Did he cut himself loose?
Yes, he was the one that cut himself loose.
I couldn't remember.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Who knows?
Yep.
I don't know,
Yep.
Carrie.
We'll edit
tweet
that
us
out.
And tell us. Yeah.
There's no, editing on
we
this.
Edit,
No, I'm totally
we
cool.
edit nothing. We
Fantastic.
stand by our fake
Unless
facts.
we are talking for like an hour and a half, then I'm like, cut this back. Cut
Yeah,
this
this is
back.
true. This
Let's
is
move
true.
it on.
Part
Yeah,
two.
speaking of an hour and a half, shut up about
Right.
Liar Liar.
Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and
Another
Dumber.
movie that has the same name over. Dumb.
What?
Dumb-
Dumb.
er.
Dumb.
This came out December 16th, 1994. It's about cross-country adventures of two good-hearted but incredibly stupid friends. So there you have it, directed by Peter and Bobby Farley.
Farley
Mhm.
Bros. Gotta love them.
They also wrote it as well as Bennett Yellen. So hey,
Is it
Bennett.
Fairley Brothers?
Farley? Farley?
Yeah.
Fairly.
Tomato.
I say Farley.
Yeah.
You say tomato, I say tomatoes are gross. Don't eat them.
Fair enough. Although I love
They're
ketchup.
delicious.
Ketchup. I like ketchup. I
um,
hate tomatoes.
So Dumb and Dumber. I
Mm-hmm.
saw this on a date.
No
Shocker.
kidding.
True story.
Shocker.
True story. Although I ended up dating this girl for like a year and a half
Okay, all right.
This one
so
took
this one went.
for a little bit.
All
Yeah.
right, but this was 94, so then we already were
So-
moving on by 97 and Liar
Uh,
Liar.
I went to Liar Liar by myself.
Oh,
True
I thought
story.
you said you went on a date.
No, I didn't.
Okay,
No, Liar Liar.
I
oh, maybe
made that
not,
up
maybe
myself.
not. Oh, it's so hard to tell. Anyway,
I can't keep track.
yeah, I
Maybe
thought
it was
Liar Liar
made.
was
I
by
can't keep
myself.
track of all your bimbos.
Trust me. I mean, I'm glad we had to turn the phone off to do this.
Blowing
No,
up.
but yeah, this was in the middle of within like 1 year we got Ace Ventura: The Mask and this.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
So
Crazy.
and it's not like Jim Carrey hadn't been around. I mean, he did One Spit in 10 years before he actually hit. That was like 1984. You're both
Sure.
looking at me like,
I don't know, one spitting.
yeah.
Didn't he also do like In Living Color?
Twice
Wasn't that
No,
that?
he was on In
Yeah,
Living
yeah,
Color.
yeah.
He was the crazy white guy.
Yeah,
on
yeah,
In Living
yeah.
Color.
With all the Wayans brothers or something.
Exactly. So Once Bitten was he's a teenager who fools around with an older woman who happens to be a vampire and bites him, and the movie is about his slow transformation into a vampire.
Okay.
And there's
Are you
not a lot
sure?
of
Also-
yeah.
I don't know.
Oh
about
yeah,
this.
I'm sure.
Are you
Once
sure
Bitten,
about It's Not Vampire's Kiss with what's his face?
I am
Nicolas
so-
Cage?
I am so sure.
Okay. Just saying. You might have your movies confused. No.
Yeah, Vampire's Kiss, that's a totally different movie. But there's no like slapstickiness going on necessarily with Jim Carrey and Once Bitten or whatever. But yeah, I mean, for these three movies to come out, this was just a tour de force, which is really interesting when you go and you look at IMDb and you look at the last few years. It's like, what happened to this career to a certain extent? It's kind of frustrating and sad, although I think once Jim Carrey did The Truman Show and then he did Man on the Moon, which was him
Yep.
portraying Andy Kaufman and things of that nature, I think he really started chasing a lot of, he wanted that one crowning moment of dramatic achievement. And everybody
an
loves
Oscar.
Eternal
No, I
Sunshine.
was gonna say.
Yes.
I think he got it in Eternal
I think he
Sunshine
got
of
it, but
Spotless
I
Mind.
also think by that point his choices are just so weird after that.
Mm-hmm.
But regardless of that, Mommy, we'll go back to
Yes.
Dumb and Dumber.
I'm mommy.
Sorry.
Yes.
Thanks.
Yeah. Well,
I
you're,
am a
you're
mom.
show mommy.
Show
You're
mommy.
show mommy. So
She's
No,
the one that
we're not-
keeps
we're not
the
keeping
family
that name.
together, and I am the crazy teenager.
Awesome. Well, I did say that I could play your mom,
But I
Footloose,
feel
as
like
we've
you,
talked about.
more of a sister, maybe like a cool
Yeah.
aunt that was born like 10 years after my
Ah.
mom. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah, definitely related for sure.
Sure, I could be Spider-Man's aunt.
You could.
Mhm.
You're very
little
much in
younger than
Marissa
Marissa Tomei,
You are
but-
younger than her, but you are in
She's
that category of hot.
An
so.
unusually attractive aunt.
She is.
Yeah.
She is, and I like that they acknowledge that because it would be weird if they did.
Yeah, totally. Like all the kids at school are like, Pete, hang at your place after school, right?
Yeah.
Yeah? Is your aunt gonna be there? Okay.
And
You don't have to be
May-
there, Pete.
Is May gonna be there?
Yeah.
I want to see Uncle Ben, guys. At least a picture.
He's dead.
I like his rice.
Well, there could be a picture somewhere.
Okay, true.
Okay.
All right. Who would you cast
Flashbacks.
as real quick? Who would you cast as Uncle Ben
I
to
can't-
be
I can't
standing
do
in a
real
picture next
quick.
to Marissa Tomei? Is that Tom Hanks?
Uh,
It's probably Tom Hanks.
No, what if he could be younger than
Joe Pesci.
Aunt May? What if it's like she's like the
Oh.
older woman?
Oh, like a
What if
35-year-old.
it's like Ryan Gosling?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, she has a nice hot young stud.
Why do I feel like every
Oh,
lady's
this is amazing.
conversation at some point comes around to why couldn't it be Ryan Gosling?
Or
He can
Ryan
do
Reynolds?
anything.
Let's keep it in the Ryan
okay, fair enough.
family.
The Ryan family.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
All
There's a
right.
family of Ryans and a family of Chris's in Hollywood.
Hey,
All
so
in the same roles.
So
Dumb and Dumber is
Yeah,
a road
yeah.
movie, right?
Yeah,
It is.
Yeah, it's a
Hey,
road trip.
I really like that Jeff Daniels got $50,000 to play this.
Oh yeah.
That's-
Is that how
and
much
he
he
was
got?
like
Yes.
so happy about that too.
He was a revelation in this movie because I remember when he got cast, people were just like, Jeff Daniels
yeah.
for this. Like, I don't see it.
Mhm.
And then he's just as good as Jim Carrey in the movie. I
Mhm.
mean, he holds right up. I mean, that Metamucil scene, fantastic.
Oh, his explosive diarrhea. Scene?
yeah.
Great
yeah.
physical comedy.
That is a Chipotle E. coli situation right there.
Absolutely. I mean, haven't we all been there though?
Sure.
Haven't we all been there?
Well,
Did
we're
you
all
do that
human.
a second ago when you first came in and you went straight to the bathroom? You were in there for more than 30 seconds.
I was in there for a long time.
You were sure there.
contemplating
Yeah.
life.
Yes.
I
yes.
was.
And
I was just
shitting his
putting on
pants.
makeup, and then I realized that there's no camera.
They
for this.
tried to also give Jim Carrey a smaller paycheck as well, but then because Ace Ventura came out like right before
Right.
the negotiations set in, and people realized we're going to have to pay him more if we want him in this movie, so they ended up giving him a larger paycheck.
Yeah,
because
so
of
they-
that.
And I think
The
he
first
made like
one-
$10 million for this.
The first one was
Something like that.
700,000 was a paycheck, and then Ace Ventura came out, and then he got 7 million. So,
So I think $7 million was the mask,
yeah.
and then I think Dumb and Dumber
Oh,
was
okay.
actually 10.
Oh, Dumb and Dumber was actually
Mhm.
10. Okay.
Because there was
Mhm.
there was a legendary story that in 1984 he rode up to in the canyons. He was overlooking the valley, and he wrote a check to himself for $10 million for 10 years in the future, which was 1994, and he put in the memo for acting services rendered, and then 10 years later he made $10 million for doing Dumb and Dumber.
Oh my gosh, that's
so that's
great.
what I need to do
You just you totally need to do that.
It's called
That's it.
for podcasting services.
Yes.
podcast services rendered. Yeah, it's called creating a vision for yourself. A vision board.
It's a
Come
vision
on,
board. They're
Oprah.
very important.
He created Oprah's vision
Yeah.
board.
It is.
but
Why
back in
can't
the
it be
day.
Ryan Gosling?
Yeah,
Why?
exactly. Exactly. Can I write a check to Ryan Gosling for love making services rendered in the future? Thank you.
I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's find his address.
Okay.
It's not that
okay.
hard, guys. It's really not that hard to find the addresses of celebrities, by the way.
That's true. That's true.
They
Which
live,
is
in,
kinda
they
crazy.
live in your heart.
They do.
That's where you need
That
to
is where you
GPS.
find it.
They're
It's
all
right
around
there.
us.
So
Dumb and
let's-
Dumber.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
finish it up.
yeah.
I liked it. Anyways.
Fantastic.
Ah,
We keep
thanks,
going off
guys.
on these
Thanks,
tangents,
I liked
but
it.
that's the whole point of this show.
It is.
Is that
It
you go
is.
off on, a rant about the Mummy, and then later we're talking about Brendan Fraser's hair flop. So
Always.
Mm.
all the time,
All the time.
all of the time.
Oh, I've heard it.
happens.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I've heard
I
it.
know. I know. Every episode, it's like tradition.
So we
know?
started with the Truman Show.
Yeah.
Then we went to Jim Carrey films and talked to Liar Liar, as well as Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
And now we're going to link off of those films. Rich,
Yes.
you are the guest. Would you like to go first?
Um,
You're going to be going off of Liar Liar, and we are going to go off of Dumb and Dumber.
sure.
Yes.
Now, just so I understand how this works,
Okay.
I was
Mhm.
supposed to pick two movies, right?
Correct.
Okay. And they can offshoot from Liar Liar in whatever fashion.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Am I doing both at the same time?
You
I mean,
can, or
not in and out,
right?
but
yeah,
like,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
we
We
gonna
can
talk
go
about
one
one,
and then the
and
other.
then we'll go to
yeah,
mine?
let's do
Okay.
it.
So,
What's your theme? What's your link?
well,
Okay.
I will do this.
Okay.
So my link was
Is
sure. No, it's one link.
okay.
It was. Oh, it is. Oh, you're right. We
Yeah.
are in the
We are
present.
here.
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry.
Hello.
See, I've prepped for this so much. It's in the past already.
Okay. Okay.
It's in the can.
It's already in the
Kinda
can.
like what you
Yeah,
said
yeah,
about
yeah.
this podcast. So what I decided was to link or is to link fantastical events that happen in one day
Okay.
that change the character forever.
Good. Okay. I'm
Good
thinking
link.
Dog Day Afternoon.
Okay.
Do
Do you want to guess?
No.
Do you wanna guess?
That's
Stacey, you have to have one guess. She picked Dog Day Afternoon.
I don't know.
Okay, it's all right.
Ar-
Dusk Till Dawn
Arma-
does not count, but
The
that was a
Negotiator.
crazy day.
Armageddon. I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
Okay.
No,
That's a
Armageddon,
few days.
Armageddon
Okay.
was over like 3 weeks.
So, do you want me to tell you one movie first? You want me to tell them both to
Let's
you at
do
the same
one.
time?
One
Okay.
at a time.
Mhm.
Groundhog Day.
Aw.
Okay.
I love Groundhog Day.
Mhm.
And Groundhog Day came out in 1993, starring Bill Murray,
Mm-hmm.
obviously. And I'm sure everybody has seen it, but we all know the premise.
Yep.
Huh?
We've talked about it on the show,
Oh,
so
you
we're
have?
going to
Okay.
revisit it. I love that
Okay,
it's
go ahead.
what's his name's first film. I'm thinking
What's his
Zod.
name?
Zod. Who's Zod? What's it?
Is it
Michael
Michael
Shannon.
Shannon?
Michael Shannon's his first film.
Oh yes.
Feature film debut.
Michael Shannon is in it. He's in the crowd when he's
Dancing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, after he's done the piano and then he's going out meeting people.
yes.
Okay.
Michael Shannon.
Yes.
There he is.
That's right. That's one of my favorite actors.
I actually have not
Mhm.
noticed Michael Shannon in that.
Okay,
when
well,
I've
now
watched
you're
it.
going to have to go back.
You're
But
gonna
I totally
notice
will
it
now.
Mhm.
I just expect him to be yelling at that groundhog.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
so that- I will find him.
You're Sam. Oh gosh, Michael Shannon yelling. It's the best.
But when was the last time either of you saw Groundhog Day? I mean, I have not heard you talk about it previously. So
Okay. Probably last year. I try to watch it once a year because I like to, watch it around Groundhog Day
Okay.
in February
I watched it for the first time this year, Groundhog Day.
because we were going to be talking
Wow.
about it. Yeah.
And okay, full disclosure, I don't really like
Uh-oh.
Groundhog Day.
wow,
You
I
don't
did-
like Joy. You don't like Bill
I know.
Murray.
I don't like Joy. I don't like Bill Murray. No, just kidding.
this date is over.
Fine, I'm taking my big boot. I'm getting out of here. I don't even like your mom anyway. No, just kidding. I get it. I know it's a great movie. I see why other people like it,
Mhm.
but it just wasn't quite my cup of tea. Maybe it's a little too dated.
What I think is an astounding achievement is whoever that editor is has got to have a
Yes.
ton of patience and is incredible at what they
Mhm.
do because there's no way I could sit looking at the same thing being like, how is this different from the last one? Which one do you want me to do?
That would be,
I-
that would be a
I
nightmare.
just every time I watch that movie, I just think of how much work the extras got.
Oh,
It's
wow.
like we
That's-
need
that's
you again.
true.
We need you tomorrow again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same outfit.
They probably had pretty good scale.
Yeah,
Maybe
probably
they
made,
got more than scale.
probably
then.
made pretty good money on
Yeah.
that
Michael
movie. doing it.
Shannon financed like 3 movies. All
Um,
those weird art house films.
So I have a little bit of a tangent, and there's a little bit of a theme with this movie and the other movie that I'm going to talk about. So on June 10th of 2015, somebody fell asleep on the 405 and hit me from behind.
Oh.
And it for the next 3 months, I did physical therapy, rehab, and then for 3 months after that, I had epidural injections put into my
Right.
back because basically the accident destroyed 2 of the discs in my back.
Oh.
And I'll get
gosh.
to how this impacts what I'm
Right.
talking about because I'm not telling you this to talk about me, but there is a point to this. So I ended up having those 2 discs removed and spinal fusion in December, like Christmas week
Crazy.
of all
That's
week
crazy.
to have.
Dang.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So they took out 2 discs, put in plastic spacers. They put a cage around the 2 discs, which is still in there. The cage never comes out. And then they did bone grafting from my hips, but they didn't take enough. Right, ladies? You know what I'm saying? I wish they'd have taken more. But so they do the bone grafting so it all kind of fuses together, and it's kind of like moss. The bone grafting just grows over it, and it all fuses into one
Right.
spot. And so I still have a lot of pain. I mean, as just
Right.
sitting here, I'm in a lot of pain. The point is I don't know what level of health I'm going to get back to, but I think about movies like Groundhog Day a lot. The movie is all about perspective. It's all about what you're going to make of the circumstances that you're given. And early on in the movie, Bill Murray is really frustrated because he's trapped in this day. It's so much to the point that he's trying to commit suicide
Right.
to get out of it and things like that. And then he kind of gets playful with it, and he's going to try to use it to get closer to Annie McDowell, who plays Rita in the movie. And then at some point, he kind of drops the whole process of pursuing her because it's all a game. Like he's trying to find out what works for her so he can maybe sleep with her.
Right.
And then he gives that up. And then he starts doing other things. Like he starts doing things in the community for
Yeah.
people just to see the reaction on their face. He's saving a kid out of a tree every day at the same time. So it's really all about his perspective in the movie, and through that change, he becomes a better person. Now, I know through what I've been through in this last year and what I continue to go through, like, it depends on the day, but you can see me walking with a pretty significant limp. But a lot of people will see it and they'll look at me and they'll go, well, you know, you're relatively young. What is, you know, did you get hurt or something like that? And when they find out that, you know, I had a car accident and somebody fell asleep and hit me and it's totally not my fault, they always say the same thing to me. They say, oh, that's terrible. Oh, that's too bad, or that's a shame, or whatever. And I always stop them and correct them. And I say, it's not terrible. It's not awful. It's just what happened.
Right.
You know, like, it's just my challenge. It's what I have to deal with every day. Because if I listen to that, and if I tell myself that, and I say, oh, this is awful, this is terrible, then that makes it a little bit easier for me to make excuses for myself, to maybe not go to the gym or not go on a walk or not do all the things that I need to do to get as close back to optimum health as possible. You know, instead of looking at all the things that I can't do or any of the unfortunateness of the accident, I just try to look at it in an empowering way and figure out, how can I make myself better, or how can I just continue to put one foot in front of the other. And when I watch Groundhog Day, he doesn't know how to play the piano, but he keeps going back to get lessons day after day after day, to the point to where at the end he's amazing at the piano, you know, but he doesn't get amazing without taking that first step.
My saying that I say to myself is, no one's going to take the first step for you.
Sure.
So.
Movies, I think, are so wonderful because they give us an opportunity to vicariously live through them, or to see our own lives as a metaphor in them.
Right.
And I definitely think that Groundhog's Day is one. And you can edit all this out later about all my BS about being hurt and stuff like that. But I just wanted to share it because I think it's important, because, you know, what happened to me was not my fault, but it's still my responsibility. It's still my responsibility to show up and do my exercises and do my eye exercises to try and get that better, and to just be a decent person, not be the bitter guy that got hurt and angry at the world and, you know, a terrible podcast guest. I mean, that may still be the case, but you know, but I just firmly believe that you know, we're not always to blame for what happens to us, but we're always responsible. So, and that's,
I like
you know,
the
one thing that
philosophical
thank you.
Groundhog Day.
Thank you. Yeah.
What
so
is
that's
the other
Groundhog Day.
film?
The other film to link to, now this is not such a deep dive conversation, philosophical thing, but it's also about a character that keeps reliving the same day. It is the relatively recent Edge of Tomorrow.
Nice.
Yes.
Good choice.
I
We
love Edge of Tomorrow.
It's awesome,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Mhm.
AKA, what's it called? It was Live, Die,
Live,
Repeat.
Die, Repeat.
And then based on
All You Need Is Kill.
All You Need Is Kill. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. So lots of names.
Lots of names.
But
We've
one
talked
great
about
movie.
the awesome yoga move
Yes,
that Emily
that's
Blunt
her
does.
Real, she can do that. That's a real thing.
I'm
she
really
can
glad
do.
that I'm not the one that brought that up, but thank you for bringing it up.
Boobs.
I did enjoy it.
She's awesome in this. So, and she is the star. She's the action star.
Yeah.
Next to Tom Cruise, who's like the world's action star. But
Sure.
Emily
Yeah.
Blunt's like,
But
no,
in this, he's not the action
he's not.
star.
He's not.
He has to get there.
That's right.
He's got
That's
to
right.
get there.
This is the perfect Tom Cruise movie. And I mean that with all sincerity. If you hate Tom Cruise and want to see him be killed in
Here it is. ladies
so
and
many
gentlemen.
different ways, this is your movie.
Yes.
If you love Tom Cruise and want to see him cheat death at every turn and you
Yeah.
can't kill him or squash him, this is your movie. It's so much fun. Directed by Doug Liman, who did
Right.
Swingers and did Go.
Moon? Did
Huh?
he do Moon?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Huh. Forget that. I
And
said
for
that.
some reason, I could be totally wrong, and I'll probably be fact-checked or something, but I think Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Huh.
I like Mr.
Think
and
so?
Mrs. Smith.
I like it too.
Fun.
That is like a moment of convergence of two people at the peak of their powers.
Yes.
Yeah.
How
Yes.
could that not happen?
Oh,
Oh
man.
my
Right?
gosh. And then it just all imploded. And now they have like 17 children and they're like, "What did we do?"
It's like Sound of Music in their
Yes.
house.
yes.
Sometimes I see pictures of him just holding hands with like 10 children, and
I'm
there's
like,
just a sad
"Ooh."
Affleck look.
Sad fleck.
Yeah, there's a
Sad
sad
fleck.
fleck to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like he's like, but I can't leave her. She'll kill me. Yeah.
She literally will. She'll suck his soul back into her. She'll absorb his energy back
Yeah.
into herself.
But-
Angelina Jolie.
But Edge of Tomorrow.
Yes.
Yes.
Just a lot of fun. And what's interesting about that movie, there are articles you can go online and read all the similarities between Groundhog's Day and Edge of Tomorrow. Both female leads in the movie are named Rita.
Huh.
Whoa.
Interesting.
Really interesting. Annie McDowell's character.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
And
gosh.
then, why am I blanking on her name all of a sudden?
Emily
Please
Blunt.
help me.
Emily
Thank
Blunt.
you, Emily
Mhm.
Blunt.
Yes.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah, so both of their characters' name is Rita.
Sometimes when I'm having a bad day, I say, I got to kill the alpha to restart the day.
That's right.
Nice.
So
Wouldn't that be
That's always
great
what I
if
do.
we could do that? If we could just restart the day sometimes.
Well,
but then we wouldn't learn
we'd
the
be
lessons
stuck.
of life and we would just be stuck in our rut. That's very true. This
It's true.
podcast is a very inspiring one, and I
Yeah,
hope
we're-
other people are inspired.
This
too.
podcast is so deep.
It is. That's
We're going to
deep,
have
bro.
to move it on.
Yeah.
Moving on. So
Unfortunately.
Edge of Tomorrow. Goodbye.
Yes.
Love-
But
Groundhog Day,
love
Edge
a
of
lot.
We love you, Edge of
Real
Tomorrow. We've
gem
talked
of a
about you
movie.
before.
Yes,
So,
Yeah.
we have.
So
Was
we
it
don't-
Cobster that talked about Edge of Tomorrow?
Mm,
Cody?
I think so.
Can't
One of those
remember. Some cool guy came on.
All right. So off of ours,
Not
we're
me.
doing Dumb and Dumber.
Yes.
We chose movies whose titles have 2 adjectives minimum in them.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm going, and we're going to do it quick.
Okay.
I'm
yeah.
doing Crazy Stupid Love.
Uh huh.
Stacy.
I'm doing Wet Hot American Summer.
So there it is.
Boom.
Okay.
Yeah.
2 movies
2 movies.
I have not seen.
What
Oh.
is
Not seen it.
happening in front of my face right now?
I know.
Ah.
I'm not going to fake my way through it.
Okay,
Okay.
good. Okay,
You
good.
know, I've talked
know
about my dates. From
I'll
before.
just tell you some bits about Crazy Stupid Love, and you can decide if you're.
I mean,
you
I've
wanna
heard
see
of them
it.
both, and they are definitely movies that people give me grief for not having seen.
Okay.
So I totally
Okay.
get it.
This came out July 29th, 2011. A middle-aged husband's life changes dramatically when his wife asks him for a divorce. He seeks to rediscover his manhood with the help of a newfound friend, Jacob, learning to pick up girls at bars. So it's basically Steve Carell and Ryan Gosling. Hey.
Jacob, will you help me find my manhood? It's a very
yeah, it's
interesting
basically-
question being posed to this. I do remember the commercials for this, definitely.
Marissa Tomei is also in this.
Yes.
So there's Marissa Tomei and Ryan Gosling. What do you
Looking
know?
hot.
What do you
sexy.
know, guys? And Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon's finally
Of course, there
filled.
you go.
Baconator.
It cost $50 million to make, and it made $142.9 million at the box office. Apparently, they were having a hard time coming up with what the title of the movie should be. Like, they had the script, they just didn't have a title for it or a good one. And so the reward on set was someone would get a free iPad if they came up with the title that they would use.
Nice.
And in
Some
2010,
sepia.
when they probably were making this, ooh,
Yeah.
I mean
yeah,
that's
that was
that's a sweet
big-
get right there.
Mhm.
iPad.
So one of the things in the film is like Emma Stone is kind of dating Ryan Gosling. Emma Stone is Steve Carell's daughter, which
Okay.
he doesn't know that Ryan Gosling is dating her. That's kind of
Okay.
how it's working.
Got it.
There's some other girl that's like a high school girl that's like in love with Steve Carell, if I remember
Oh.
correctly.
Yeah, the babysitter is in love with him.
That's the babysitter. So the
Yes.
babysitter and Emma Stone in real life are like a few days apart.
Really?
In like
And is the babysitter
Age.
not a name actress that we know of?
Anna
she
Lee
was-
Tipton.
So no.
Yeah.
He was
Okay.
in. Did you see Warm Bodies? The zombie movie where he fell in love.
So
I
she's
I
supposed
know. I know of the movie. I haven't
Okay.
seen it.
Okay.
She's
feel
in
horrible.
it. Who cares? Some
It
some
doesn't
chick.
matter.
Okay.
But she's she's the young girl. She has the long dark hair and she's like really skinny, so she can look anywhere between.
She's supposed to play
16 and
17.
27. You know,
Got it.
but her and Emma are the
Yeah.
same age.
She's supposed to play 17, and then Emma Stone is supposed to play like mid-20s.
Who
I
will never
guess.
be
Yeah.
above the age of 17, in my opinion. Like,
So-
she just
So it's
doesn't
kinda
look like a
interesting.
woman
So
to
does
me.
Steve Carell behave?
Yes, he
Oh,
does.
good.
He does.
Okay, good.
Everyone
I didn't want it to go
behaves.
down that
Yeah,
road.
No.
Okay.
This is the feature fame.
Feature fame.
Feature film debut of Josh Groban. So, hey.
Josh Groban, he raises me up. Does he raise you up?
Wow.
Raises up my boner. Boobs. Solid.
Awesome, Stacey. Why don't you go ahead and take it?
So,
and we'll
Wet
move
Hot-
over to
okay.
Wet Hot
Wet Hot American
Summer.
Summer. So
What-
apparently some porno.
Yes.
That I have not
yes,
seen.
Exactly.
Wait, you don't even know anything about it? You don't know that there's a
No,
Netflix
I'm
show?
joking
or
about.
Okay, I'm just
joking
making
about
sure.
that. I
I'm
know
just
that
making
there's
sure.
a show.
There's a show, yes.
I've watched a little bit of the show.
The
show's
show
I know,
is
right?
amazing.
The show's
Totally
Show's
weird
great.
that I would watch a little bit of the show and
Yeah.
not the movie.
No,
Well-
that's not weird.
Okay.
But the show, okay, so the movie is set on the last day of camp in the hot summer of 1981. A group of counselors tries to complete their unfinished business before the day ends. So it came out in 2001. Everybody that we love today that's funny is in this movie.
It
It's
is.
an unbelievable cast.
Yes,
I mean, you
Janine
see it, you're like, how
Garofalo,
did that
David
happen?
Hyde Pierce, Michael Showalter, Michael Ian Black, Paul Rudd, Christopher Maloney, Molly Shannon, Amy Poehler, Bradley Cooper. That's his first movie. He missed his graduation from acting school because he was doing this
Yes.
movie. Paul Rudd didn't even get paid for it. I think it was such a small movie. They had no money. Maybe they just forgot to write him a check. So he was like, I think they just kind of slipped over me.
Wow.
It
Aw.
didn't even happen. So, but
I'm sure he's
it's-
getting paid now.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
for the series.
Yeah,
He's Ant-Man.
that's right. He's Ant-Man.
Yes.
He's
Yeah.
fucking Ant-Man, you guys.
I
He's a
know.
real ant.
Or Giant Man,
stuck in a
depending
sucker.
on which movie you're watching.
That's
Oh,
true.
true.
That's
Yeah.
very true.
Mhm.
And it's just brilliant writing, and it's weird, and I forget the name of this particular genre, but it's like
Exploitation camp film.
awkward humor.
What they're making fun of, or
What
or
they're-
the actual what this is.
What
It's
wait,
like
what
a
do you mean?
spoof
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
slash
like
exploitation
spoof and like
slash comedy.
I need to look up the
All right.
there's like a documentary about it as well on Netflix, I think. But it's this weird thing where there's real drama in it, but then there's also where they like, there's like a poisonous sinkhole of like gas and all of these like crazy shit happens like that would
Mhm.
never happen in real life,
Yeah.
but then it's set in real life, and I forget the name of those kinds of movies, but this movie is insane, and there's a talking can in it, and there's like people are like drowning in the lake, and then Elizabeth Banks has like hot sauce all over her face, making out with Paul Rudd. I can't even describe everything that happens, but it's not this like slapsticky thing. They like play it very seriously, and it's brilliant.
Yeah.
I love Wet Hot American Summer, and there's also a series on Netflix called Wet Hot American Summer: First Day of Camp. So it's a prequel, even though it's
We're so
15
many years later,
and
yeah.
they totally acknowledge that. They're like, yeah, we're totally teenagers. And Michael Ian Black has like a dad belly, and like everyone's shit is hanging
It's
out,
amazing.
and they have like graying hair, but they're like 16 years old with braces. It's really funny, and I love everything about it. I just think it's Wet Hot American Summer. If you haven't seen
It's
it,
crazy.
fucking watch it. It's on
It's
Netflix.
crazy.
You're an idiot if you
I
haven't
think I
seen
saw it because Catherine
I saw
Wright.
that.
it. I
yeah.
saw your look.
She totally gave me a look.
I gave him the look.
Yeah.
You there. Everyone knows who I'm pointing to.
So I saw it because I think Catherine Reitman did it on Breaking It Down with Catherine Reitman.
Yeah.
She had featured it, and I thought it was
Mhm.
hilarious what she had to say about it. So I was like, I should see this film. So I did.
Mhm.
All right, we're at the end of our podcast. We went from The Truman Show, we linked it to Jim Carrey films, and we did Liar Liar as well as Dumb and Dumber. From Dumb and Dumber, we went to movies with at least 2 adjectives in the title, and I did Crazy Stupid Love, and Stacey did Wet Hot American Summer.
Yep.
And off of Liar Liar, you chose movies where
The lead character has something fantastical happen to them in one day that changes them forever.
yes, with Groundhog's Day as well as Live Die Repeat / Edge of Tomorrow / All You
Liar
Need
Liar
Is Kill.
as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Liar
no,
Liar,
Liar Liar
yes,
has the same element to
exactly.
it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And now we're going to go ahead and do our movie link tweets. I tweeted out, what's your favorite Jim Carrey movie? And here's what I got back.
Okay.
Sorry if I butcher your name. Travis of Marvel says Liar Liar in both Ace Ventura movies. Joseph Kramer, The Mask. Matthew Johnston, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Chris Skalicki.
Skalicki. It's good.
We're
It's
going to
good
get it
entity.
wrong every single time until you come on our podcast, Chris, and that you like Dumb and Dumber. Brad Reif says Man on the Moon, and I Love You, Philip Morris. Tyler Myers says for comedy, Liar Liar, but for all time, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Mark Tordai says hands down The Truman Show, which was inspired by a Twilight Zone episode called A World of Difference.
Yes.
So thank you for that. We can always count on Mark Tordai for our Twilight
Yes.
Zone,
Yes, absolutely.
crossovers.
Mhm.
Adonis Gonzalez says The Cable Guy. I know I'm weird. And Sean Smith says Dumb and Dumber and Ace Ventura.
By the way, Adonis, doesn't that sound like someone who would be cast as like the sexy, the sexy gardener or something like that? His name is
Adonis.
Adonis
He's like
Gonzalez.
having an
Pretty
affair
awesome.
with his
Goodness
older
gracious.
employer.
Or like the lead the lead anchor on Telemundo or something
Yeah.
like that. Hello,
Adonis
I'm Adonis Gonzalez with Action News.
Oh my gosh. Whoa.
Fantastic.
I just got turned on listening to that.
Look at that. Well, I mean, you had a boner already.
That's true. I've
Yeah.
had a boner this entire time. It's made everyone very uncomfortable.
Thank you. We'll call your doctor.
So am I doing?
You're
am I
doing Kevin Bacon.
So Kevin Bacon was in Apollo 13 with Ed Harris, who was in The Truman Show. Ed I Have
So
No
easy.
Harris is all over the place.
That's right.
I love it.
All right, and now our final bit, which is, would it be better with Rocky? Would The Truman Show be better with Rocky Balboa? Sylvester Stallone as Rocky Balboa as Truman?
Yes,
that what we do?
as Truman.
Okay.
Mhm.
Wow.
Good
Here it is.
morning. And in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Yo! Oh, it's so bad.
So like all these people, like cameras in my ring.
Whoa!
Um,
Whoa! Yo!
Did I just infringe on your
You
turf?
can. You can.
Okay.
You can move into my turf.
Okay, fair enough.
There are room for multiple Rockies in
Mhm.
everyone's life,
Uh-huh.
and
I
you
just
know,
don't do it.
I understand.
So,
Yeah.
I aspire every day to be my best Rocky, to get up and keep going, no
Do you
matter
ever-
how painful it is.
For fun, do you ever go and look at Sylvester Stallone interviews? Like, look up Stallone and Letterman on YouTube.
No, I haven't.
Some great interviews with David Letterman. He's so funny.
He-
Stallone
Mhm.
Yes.
himself. Like, he's got a really good self-effacing
Yeah.
attitude and takes shots at himself, things
Mhm.
like that. He's really funny. I was watching some of his stuff to bone up on the impression
Right,
to be
right.
able to do it here today. Not that
Rich.
I did it well.
Where can we find you?
I'm right here.
But where can everyone else
Oh.
find you?
Mhm.
True. I'm on Twitter at @TheRichFinley, and my website is just richfinley.com. Not the just part, but richfinley.com.
Okay, okay.
is the site.
www.
Mhm.
Dot
richfinley.com.
Got it. Nice. nice.
Stacy.
You can find me on Twitter at SOHoward2012. That's it. Yeah. You just
There it
tweet me.
is.
It's fine. I live tweet movies all the time.
All the time.
All the time. Where can we find you, Miss Movies?
You can find me every goddamn day on Twitter. One day I will detox and be off Twitter, maybe.
What's your
Who
handle?
knows? At Miss Movies.
Oh, whoa, shocker
You
there.
know, that's
Shocker.
big shock.
Mhm.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. We will see you next time.
Bye,
Bye.
guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Boobs.
Bye.
Bye.
Boner.
Bye. 6 Degrees of Feature Film is produced by Stacy Howard and me. Special thank you to Ken Knapsack for our intro and Matt Brown for our artwork.